Scots with soul. We'll build this network. Scots and soul. Build this network on Scots with soul. How do we feel about Olympics being, or eSports being part of the Olympics?
You spelled Olympics.
What? How did I... Mate, I'm incompetent when it comes to spelling, right? Where did that... I might have spelled it wrong. I've lifted...
Y'all watching the Olympics this year? It was great.
There it's. Right, cool. Thank you. Right, it's not my fault. I can't spell, right?
Do we know what games are going to be in it?
No, it's just purely they're talking about should esports be at the Olympics. The German Olympic Federation's raging that it's even fucking even a thing. Esports does not exist according to them.
Should I go ask Wembley's records then?
Right, I'll read a wee bit. Right, there's been talk over the past year or so about bringing esports to the Olympics in one form or another. The International Olympic Committee held an esports forum last year, and while video game violence is obviously a point of contention, it's not going to keep esports medal events out of this year's Olympic affiliated Southern Asian Games. Not everyone's in favour of the movement, however, including Alfons Hormann, president of DOSB, the German Olympic Sport Federation. Esports does not exist. Hormann said and reported by Faz.net, and it will not be included in the Olympic programme. His comment echoes that of Peter Booth, Minister of the Interior, Sports and German state of Hesse, who previously and hilariously compared esports to knitting and playing the recorder and expressed strong opposition to government supporting for esports programmes. So, you quite clearly know the German stance on it, right?
This is not
it's quite decided.
It's like those seagulls for last week. It's those seagulls for last week. The Germans are 9, 9, 9.
What's the controller?
The thing is, with I actually know a bit about this because in America, if you play Dota 2 to a certain level, you can get a scholarship to university.
Not just Dota 2.
I only know about Dota here. What?
This I'm pretty sure you can get it for Overwatch as well now.
Fuck off.
Yeah, they done the Blizzard College.
They're starting to pop up.
Yeah,
Right.
There's actually, believe it or not, it's not just America anymore.
I mean,
there's been a case, well, not a case, more of a people have started to get places in universities in Scotland, most of the Abertay University, because they have an esports team. And I know college is a bit different than over here, because you don't go to college to study a certain subject, do you? Well, you can, but it's like you also like...
That's exactly why you go to college. You don't.
No, like...
I'm here at college to study the mysteries in the life and death of everything. No, you go to college to study law, fucking electrical engineering. Of course, you go to study single subjects.
But you also, but also in America, you also still need to do like mathematics and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, there's some basic courses that you have, in no matter what your degree plan is.
Yeah. So that's like why you need to get like your grades up to a certain level and stuff. I don't know the Americans.
The local community college near me, they're actually trying to start an esports team, and it's going to have the same rules as a sports team. You have to have a GPA of 2.0. When you go out, you're representing the college itself and other stuff like that. So, and that's just a community college, but.
So how do you feel about esports being part of the Olympics then, Rabbi?
I think if they're going to be a part of the Olympics, so if it's the Summer Olympics, they have to be playing the games over an active volcano.
Yes.
Or in like harsh conditions. If it's winter, like out in the blizzard, no hands, just it does take skills, but I always think of the Olympics as physical sports.
Yeah.
And
let's have two people in VR kit standing at the opposite ends of the room for each other doing a boxing match.
there is a physical. Oh, go ahead, Tickles.
I think it makes perfect sense.
But you
I
like
really
to
have it over a volcano, or to have them in the Olympics?
All of it. No, right. Seriously, right. Like I know that I've used Dota as an example already for that, right? But how much money does the average Olympian make if they get gold? How much money do they get from sponsorships and all that shit? Yeah.
Well, look
Does
at
anyone-
Usain Bolt. I don't think he has to run ever again.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
But you know
yeah.
what I mean, though. In this case, like they do something over and over again to try to perfect their ability to do something like that. And it's the same thing here. And last year on Dota 2 for the international like prize
Mental gymnastics.
was the total prize pool for the international last year was 25,532,177. The fucking first place team, they got just between 5 players 11,234,000. And that's because they live and breathe Dota, just like a runner fucking sprint.
Yeah, I agree. Like, there's people that pour like 10 hours a day just to become good at these games.
Yeah.
And it's the exact same thing. But the way I'm seeing it as, do you know how, if they are going to do this, I understand not having it in the Olympics, you know, having it in fucking Rio de Janeiro and Russia and stuff. But do you know how you have the Olympics, but you have the Winter Olympics as well?
Yeah.
Then maybe it's also
But
time to have the sports.
you can't have the
The
Winter
digital
Olympics in the
Olympics.
summer,
Exactly.
though. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the only reason they're disconnected.
But
is-
that doesn't make them not sports.
Yeah, but it's...
Like just because you need a downhill mountain with loads and loads of snow to do ski racing, it's still a sport. And I agree with Tickles here, is that these people train, some of them near enough their whole lives, well, not the whole lives, but like some of them trained so hard to be as best as they can be. Like in South Korea, like I'm pretty sure their national sport now is StarCraft.
It's
Like
insane.
it's like, and people put so much time and effort into this. And I think if they had the Olympics, the Winter Olympics, and the eSports Olympics, then not only would it give eSports a massive platform to shine and thrive, because it really should. There's people who saying that eSports is not a thing, in my opinion, are absolute idiots and have not decided to open their eyes yet. And like, I've ran off course. I've forgotten what I was saying.
It's okay. Don't worry.
Mentally challenged. But it's
The way I
people
see
need to
the
be
way-
recognised for their efforts.
The problem I see, right, is the way that I see the German government officials talking about it is they come from a generation where video games weren't really a thing. Do you know what I mean? They'd already had their kids before video games came about, and they're looking at people who do a marathon or ride a bike or do the long jump or do swimming. They're looking at that as like, that takes effort. He's sitting on his arse playing a video game. That's what I think they see. Do you know what I mean? And
You're
like,
right. That's what we do see.
yeah, and they're like, that takes no effort, it takes no skill, it takes no practice, and little do they realise. And there's the other side of the coin as well, is like, it's very easy for someone not of the video game era to look at someone who's running around a track much faster than everybody else, going, holy shit, that guy's good, right? But somebody for that generation is also going to look at Dota and go, do you know what's happening? I don't know what's happening. So there's that as well, do you know what I mean? So it's hard for, these are the people that are in control of the governing bodies, so I don't think we'll see esports at the Olympics for at least another 10 years until people from our generations get into those positions of power. And they're like, esports is a thing, deal with it, bam, in the
You're gonna have to
Olympics.
choose the games very carefully.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to choose really carefully about the game, like, because if you choose Dota,
Yeah, exactly. You fall into that problem, don't you? People going, I
Yeah,
don't play
like-
this, I don't know what's happening. I can just
You
hear the
have that on
crowd scream.
Twitch.
Oh,
Like,
wait, and
I
them
stream
shouting.
Dota.
Yay!
I stream Dota, and then people come into my stream. And I have like, even the people that have been watching me for 2 years, they're like, I don't know what's going on. Bright lights, explosions,
Yeah.
but they don't know what's actually going on. You know?
Well, if I go to Twitch right now, right, the top games right now are League of Legends, Fortnite. Should I just make the ones that should be esports, or just say all of them? All right, all of them. League of Legends,
Say
Fortnite,
like
World of
top five,
Warcraft,
then.
then Just Chatting.
Just
Dota
chatting is an
2.
esport.
Dota 2, Super Smash Bros, PUBG, and Counter Strike. That is the top line, right? And quite a few of them can be contenders for esports in their own right. Like, you know, you'd have to choose between, like, sorry, I'm about to really anger Mr. Tickles here, but in my opinion, Dota and League of Legends are just the same thing.
Yeah, no, I get that. I totally
Yeah.
agree.
Then you've got League of Legends and Dota, which are what are they officially classed as? MMOs? Obviously MMOs, but what else are they classed as?
What? Dota and League
Yeah.
and MOBAs.
MOBAs. There we go.
MOBAs,
So
that's it.
you got the MOBAs like
Massive
Dota,
online
League.
battle arena,
Yeah.
I think it is. Or
So
multiplayer online battle arena.
Yeah. And then you got the Fortnites and the PUBGs, which are the battle royales, and that's where you can get single stars as well as teams to shine. And then you've got games like Super Smash Bros as well, which are like remember how if you go and think of if you go to like more like retro games, right? People always think of Street Fighter being the main like competition one because of how much skill Street Fighter actually takes. Like to actually be really good at Street Fighter, you need to be mental.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of the same as like I saw someone in the chat going, they consider an Olympic sport as when they have to get engineers to come in to shave seconds off a lap time. Well, what about people playing Forza? Like people literally know those like.
But
those tracks
Forza can't be an
Speed
e-sport
runner.
at the Olympics. I mean, because car racing isn't a sport at the Olympics in the first place, so they can't like make a.
There's nothing. Maybe they should need to look into what actually they consider sports as well, because in my opinion, Formula One and rally driving are just as much of sports. It's the same as with like my favorite sports. Believe it or not, I like it. Well, are like X game sports. Like I love motocross so much. I love
Trial
you know, the
biking.
Red Bull,
Trial biking's brilliant, man.
Red Bull X Fighters, right? There's the FMX one where it's a tricks competition. In my opinion, that is just as much of a sport as someone swimming swimming back and forth from a pool, because the amount of practice and like risk they have to put up with, and you know, one injury it could be all over.
Yeah. Especially when you're fucking doing the big jumps and all that in the
Especially when
motocross.
you're
ain't it?
upside down with a big ass motocross bike above you, like, so if this lands on me, there is a chance I may die. Like,
I mean,
you need to consider what sports actually are. And in my opinion, I think the Olympics are too narrow. Like,
Yup.
sure, they've got quite a few sports, but they're too narrow.
they have ping pong.
Yeah,
That's all I'm
if
going to
they,
say.
if they have
Badminton.
ping pong, why should they not have ping pong VR? Because how cool would it be to be watching a ping pong match, but not only a ping pong match, right? All of a sudden, a fucking bolt of lightning hits the table and someone shoots over at 400 miles an hour. How, like,
Comes up
that would make ping
triple
pong.
double mega point multiplier.
Mario comes up and goes, "Hoo-yoo!"
I'm just listening. I'm looking forward to the injury reports. Like, you know, so and so broke his leg while trying to break the world record in the 100-meter, and other so and so, his A key was not working on the keyboard. That's
We had a lag on team 2. Yeah, like it totally makes sense. But can I just say, I don't know who Papa Manbear. Oh hi. Why can't it be narrow? Well, we're in a situation in history right now that everything is changing. We're in the digital age. It's only in the past how long, like 10, 15 years, that things have started really kicking off. Like, Trust, you said it last week. It was how long ago since we were playing Resident Evil 2, the original. And then look at what we've got now. Like, everything,
It's a
everything
massive
is
difference.
changing.
Aye.
Yeah, everything is totally changing right now. And there's absolutely no difference between people trying to do some sort of objective mentally in a game and running on a field kicking a ball to each other.
I mean, what
It takes
about
the same strategy.
E-lympics and just call it something different and just do that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Like I
E-lympics.
was saying earlier, have the Olympics, have the Winter Olympics, and have the E-lympics.
have it over the winter.
Yeah.
Maybe
do
no,
it
just have it in the
whenever.
autumn. You know,
Aye, do
just like, you know,
a different part of the year.
Olympics are in the summer, Winter Olympics are in the winter. Have this in. Can think. Actually, you know what? That fourth bit, you know, the fourth year, let's have the Extreme Olympics where we have our motocross and our backflips and our nitro games. Yeah, let's have that.
Aye, like I like the idea of that. E-Olympics, just make it its own thing.
Olympics. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Make it its own thing that cuts out all of this, right? Like those people that are getting offended that you're wasting the Olympics. They don't need to get offended. It's an Olympic style tournament with esports. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's do that.
If it's Olympics as well, it'll be so like, because everyone like the only problem I see about esports becoming Olympics, the only problem I have is the fact that there can be technical issues. Whereas I know, like, for like the 100-meter sprint, the most technical issue you're going to have is someone false starts. But apart from that, anything that goes over, it's fair game, right? They have rules and regulations to observe it, but that's it. Whereas, you know, like, trust, remember when we were at Resonate and there was a problem with one of the PCs and they had to stop near enough the whole tournament because of this one PC. That's where I get, like, I understand. But maybe if they had an Olympic budget, then things would maybe run smoother. I don't know. But that's the only problem I can come up with right now as to why maybe esports isn't at that level yet.
Just like, one band issue kills the whole event.
Yeah.
Like you say, somebody's keyboard breaks mid-run. Something stupid like that, do you know what I mean? But then at the same time, your leg can break mid-run. Do you know what I mean?
Like, in the internationals, for Dota, sorry that I keep using this as an example, but they all they do is they pause the game. That's the thing. Like, if somebody is like, you'll occasionally see somebody saying like lag, and that's even in the internationals. There's servers dedicated to it, but there's always going to be some sort of issue at some point. Pause the game. That's it. And then you just restart the game whenever everyone's ready. If somebody's keyboard breaks, you just press F9, you pause it, you get a new keyboard. I'm sure they're gonna have spare keyboards. For something like that, you know what I mean? And then like, all you do is replace the keyboard, unpaused.
Yeah.
But if somebody breaks their fucking leg halfway through a race,
I suppose they do that.
That's their game over.
Yeah.
They've already set a precedent with that in real sports. It's called American football, ain't it? They pause that every 2 seconds as well, don't they?
They're about to do it a lot today too, because it's the Super Bowl. So
was it Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I'm watching the wrestling later. Your halftime shows up from WWE. That makes me so happy.
Every time out is a new sponsorship, so you know.
Aye. So like, I
We're
do
gonna
agree
call
with you,
another time out to figure out who did what.
If something like that happens, you could totally just pause. Do you know what I mean? And it doesn't even, you don't have to have everybody. You're at an event, right? There's a PC that's a master PC that overrules everybody else's PC. And as soon as a key breaks, you just press that button and what happened? His keys broke. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's it.
And even if you don't break a leg and if there's an issue, you like, you know, a false start in a 400-meter dash, you know, there's adrenaline going, which there would be in both cases, but they didn't, you know, not everyone else started off and used that physical exertion. And versus a video game, we're like, okay, we're going to start again from a do-over is 10 times easier in a video game than for the physicality side.
oh yeah.
Like, deadlifting 1,000 pounds. That's going to suck trying to do it again.
Yeah.
So.
You could just imagine that as a part of the like, if the Olympics and esports did go to the actual Olympics, you could just imagine those bodybuilders coming in and lifting like 2 gamers at one time. Like, we managed 2 gamers. The one next one comes in, I got 3 gamers. Just lifting people.
Do you know what will be actually interesting? I've now my mind's going on this in terms of like how they'd monitor and regulate it and stuff. They might have to actually regulate what the esports competitors or athletes, I guess, if we could actually call them now, because they basically are now athletes, what they eat and drink. Because I started thinking about like, oh, you know, like, would they have to drug test them and everything? But when you actually think about it, what if one of the players was on
you have to
Adderall?
drug test esports guys, and there's that one guy like that. I don't play good if I'm no high, man.
But like, you could imagine it, like, if, you know, there's a certain supplement that's, you know, does better than others, or
I think there's a drink that sells itself for being focuses your
I've got 2 tubs of it.
Does that help?
Those players taking gin.
Do you know what I use it for?
Drinks
Warhammer.
a litre, paints
No.
a Warhammer.
I use it for pre-workout.
I'm so fucking hyped for this game. Places figurine. Yes.
I use it for pre-workout. I know. Look at me. Believe it or not, I know what a gym is. But yeah, like, would they have to like maybe drug test them?
Yes.
Of course, yeah.
Yes.
And if
Just
that's the case,
imagine.
like,
Oh, go
could you
ahead.
imagine that? Like, did you hear about Shroud? Aye, he's on the caffeine.
Could you imagine that the E-Olympic village, because they're all gamers and none of them want to leave the room, so it's just like so empty in there instead of socializing.
Could you imagine like someone getting in trouble? Like, could you imagine fucking Cloud9 and
imagine
FaZe
that.
getting into a fight? Like Cloud9 and FaZe getting into a fight because like Cloud9 sent a woman into FaZe's room and they all just froze and went.
You
Playing the
wouldn't find
mind
person
games.
to be over Reddit. So
Is it my birthday?
It's like a girl walks in and they're all like, they just come to the arena next day like,
We'll build this network on Scots with soul. We'll build this network, Scots and soul. Build this network on Scots with soul.